Hi, I've been going through in the last few days some very intense reflection. It's been about the perspective that I have about life, about evolution, development. Asking myself this question: what is it that you want to do now further, differently, more effectively, utilizing what skills and talents that you have been bestowed with? And as I reflected deeply, I realized few important things. I think I need to remind myself, because the tendency is, even if you have recognized something, if you have not reinforced that in you, that recognition may stay for a short while and then go away as a fleeting thought. And the moment it is a fleeting thought, you could be back to your very normative, stereotyped ways of thinking. It makes us lose great opportunities and makes us continually ordinary. Is this a judgment about being ordinary? Not at all. But I think the sad thing is not recognizing that every one of us is extraordinary. Not one of us human beings is made like the other. Each one of us is special. Each one of us is an awesome package. But the trip of the world of marketing is to reduce everything as much as possible into some kind of an average. That is what positioning is all about. Creating segments. And the moment you say that you are part of a segment, that means there are some very commonly attributed criteria, behaviors, and then based on that, then you're boxed into a category of a consumer or a customer. So that's the first part of the marketing trick, to box you in. The second part of the marketing trick is to create a feeling that you're not good enough. This is very funny. Create a sense of deficiency, create a sense of inadequacy, somehow create a need, even if it doesn't exist originally. And use the data and information to somehow create and justify that you actually have a deficit or a deficiency and you therefore actually need something. And the moment you start, kind of believing that you need that, then there's a product or a service or whatever that is available to be sold to you. I guess by and large, whether it is pharmaceuticals, FMCG products, almost I would say 99% of marketing is about targeted segment, identified deficiency, and therefore selling. Who am I to complain? Because the world has got to go on. Everybody needs to have a vocation, a profession, a source of income. And if it's going to be by creating this sense of deficiency in people's mind, be it so. So what is it that, Rajaah, you want to create? What is the deficiency feeling that you want to create if you want to follow the same kind of marketing approach? I'm saying actually it is the other way. There is nothing to market in terms of deficiency. But I think there is a hell of a lot of good things to market in terms of sufficiency. I think there is a need to tell people in the world that you are okay right at this point of time. Your current context of life is unique. You are a special product sent into this world. And therefore what fits you, what applies to you, is very, very unique. And unless you recognize that uniqueness of your context, you will not recognize that you are a unique human being. And if you don't realize that, I think our tendency will be to identify ourselves with one more of that group, gang, crowd, whatever it is, and keep getting into this comparison traps, continue to reinforce this feeling that I'm not good enough. I think the biggest challenge for all of us is to know that right now in the context of life, it's okay. I'm saying it's okay with its own challenges, its own deficiencies, its own problems, and its own uniqueness, its own advantages, even if you're not able to see, and its own meaningful positioning right now in life. And I think if you recognize that life is a journey, it's an evolutionary pathway, I don't have to get very worried about this point, because this point is only a point in a movement, in a transformation. We will continue to evolve. Only we need to recognize that we are okay and we can still be better, we can still be evolving, we can still be becoming wiser, which is, I would say, a process of evolution. Evolution is different. Evaluative, comparative, deficiency-minded development is different. Evolution recognizes that I'm okay as I am, but I can be evolving into a different entity with greater wisdom, with wider perspective, a greater acceptance, a greater sense of wholesomeness. Whereas the other one with a deficit syndrome is a very artificial mechanism of happiness. Yes, artificial mechanism of happiness. So what is this mechanism of happiness? Very simple. Happiness is a scheme where anything of your wanting or desire is made available to you easiest or convenient way to fulfill what you hold as a deficiency in your mind. And the moment I have that way of acquiring this need, this deficiency within me to be fulfilled, then I say, oh my God, now it has happened. So it's a scheme of being able to identify a relief or a product or service to fulfill a deficiency feeling that I have. And the moment the connect happens between my deficiency feeling and the product of so-called desire, then I say, now I got it, I'm happy. Can we shift from illusory ideas of happiness to deeper discovery of wholesomeness and fulfillment? I think this is going to be the first step in terms of a series of talks on self-awareness and personal development. Welcome to this journey.